Alright, YouTube, what's going on? It brings me no joy to even want to talk about this topic of discussion, and it definitely brings me no joy to talk about this fucking orange, disgusting psychopath, because I fucking hate him with every fucking bone in my body, and I literally just wish he would just fucking go away and just dissipate. Like literally, the world would just be a better place if Donald fucking Trump would just fucking disappear for good, But no, of course. He's literally like fucking herpes. He goes away long enough until he comes back to remind you that he's still here when you're having a good time. That's literally what he's like. But I just couldn't help but want to talk about this. But of course, there's this commentary that's been coming out. There's this news that's coming out saying how Trump praised Putin for being a genius moving troops into eastern Ukraine, because y'all know that Vladimir Putin is at war with Ukraine, invading them and everything else, and causing devastating damage to Ukraine and to the region. So what does Donald fucking Trump say with regards to this? So what does he say? He thinks Putin's a genius. That's going to win you brownie points with the Republicans, you fucking retard. And then what does he do next? Then he turns around and then says that the U.S. should simply disguise fighter jets with a Chinese flag to attack Russia. So he goes from being... So he turns around and from praising Putin as a fucking genius to turning around saying that now you want to put Chinese flags on Russia to bomb Russia over Ukraine. Guys, Trump is losing it. Like, Trump, well, you can't lose what you never had. I mean, it's not like Trump ever had had much of a brain to begin with, but this is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, this whole thing is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, see, the thing is, people hate the fact that people call Trump like a Russian puppet and stuff like that, which I myself don't even necessarily agree with, because I think it's lame. I think it's super fucking lame. You know, like, I don't like throwing around the term Russian bot, Russian puppet around and whatnot. But don't people realize that when Trump fucking says shit like this, it kind of leads people to think that in the first place and to make comments like that in the first place? Like, how do people not get this? Like, how do people not think that, yeah, praising fucking Vladimir Putin as a genius is going to make people think that you're like some Russian asset or some shit like that? And I'm not, because in all honesty, Trump was more of an Israeli puppet and more of a fucking Saudi Arabian puppet than he was a Putin puppet. Because look at how Trump was with regards to Russia's gas deal with Germany, and how he was pissing off Angela Merkel because he was of Germany, because he was all butthurt about Germany's gas deal. And the fact that Trump was constantly at war with Russia's allies, like, Cuba, that he wanted to tighten the embargo on, and all that other stuff, and stay classy. And of course, the wanting to bomb Venezuela and using humanitarian aid as a weapon against Venezuela, telling Venezuela that they need to open their borders and let humanitarian aid go into Venezuela to, quote unquote, in the eyes of Mike Pompeo, the world's worst war criminal, to feed the starving people of Venezuela. Yeah, because that's totally not a pretext for military intervention in Venezuela. Go fuck yourself. And even fucking Vladimir Putin had to turn around and say that, which I actually agreed with. Because it's not like we're using humanitarian aid. We weren't using humanitarian aid under Trump to as a pretext to invade Venezuela. So yeah, Trump ain't necessarily a Russian puppet necessarily, because he hated all of Vladimir Putin's fucking countries that he's aligned with. And these countries are aligned with him. Okay, so you see how this shit goes back and forth. Okay, Russia is allies with Cuba. We all know why. Cuba over the Soviet Union, you know how all that stuff went under Fidel Castro. We all know the Cuban Missile Crisis. They turned to the Soviet Union when the U.S. tried to kill Fidel Castro. The CIA tried to kill him and all that. We all know how that went. Venezuela backed by Russia. Why Venezuela turned to Russia in China? Because the U.S. has been trying to go after them for their oil, obviously. It ain't because of their democracy or whatever. It's because we don't like the fact that Nicolas Maduro, the secular leader there, is quote-unquote socialist and all that. So no, it's got nothing to do with that. So no, when Trump makes comments like this, it makes him sound like that, even though he's really not. He's just fucking saying shit to win brownie points with the fucking alt-right, because the alt-right loves fucking Vladimir Putin. They love the fact that Vladimir Putin is a white nationalist, a fucking homophobic bigot, and everything else. They could give two shits less about the fact that Vladimir Putin is aligned with Cuba and Venezuela, countries that they hate. Okay? But the thing is, Trump doesn't like it because Trump, like almost every other fucking Republican that there is, sees communism and socialism everywhere they go. It's almost like they're psychotic. They're like schizophrenic. They see communism and socialism in their fucking schizophrenic minds. That's what it is. So when Trump makes comments like this about Putin, and then when he gets shit about it, then he turns around and acts like, oh, I was very tough on Vladimir Putin. I was very tough on him. I was going to bomb the shit out of him. Okay, so you go from sucking Vladimir Putin's dick, then turning around saying you want to bomb Russia. It's like, dude, you got no, like, congratulations. We all know that Trump has no core principles other than being a bigot and a war criminal, but that's a whole nother thing. The whole thing is just absolutely ridiculous. Goes from this and then goes to that. This ain't going to win you no brownie points. When we all know that the neocons hate Vladimir Putin, so then you turn around and then you praise the motherfucker. You praise someone that the neocons hate. So yeah, that's really going to win you brownie points in 2024. Jesus fucking Christ. Congratulations, you have destroyed any chances of ever getting back into office. Which, please do anything you can to ever prevent yourself, because I'm telling you right now, this motherfucker has completely destroyed this country, and he will destroy this country even more. He will be all about revenge, all about his wannabe authoritarianism. He will be. So, good luck. And, you know, I hope he continues to do this. I hope he continues to put his foot in his mouth. Because I hope that I do. Okay? So, in a way, it's ridiculous and it's maddening how psychotic he is. But it also brings me joy to think, oh my God, he's so fucking stupid. He's destroying his chances. And he's destroying what little support and credibility that he has left by praising fucking Vladimir Putin. So yeah, this is just great. So when idiots like this, when he says shit like this, and then certain people like Secular Talk and all of us, when we call out like the neoliberals for saying that Trump is a Russian asset, which I don't even believe, by the way. But to sit here and say that when Trump says stuff like this, he hurts that cause more than anybody. He puts his foot in his mouth and he makes it to where it almost sounds like he is. But you know he isn't really, because then when he's pressed on it, he acts like, I was very tough on Vladimir Putin. I was defending our allies in the Baltic states and everything else. Yeah, stay classy. So it goes from one thing to another. He has no core principles. He doesn't, okay? He absolutely does not. This is not going to do anything for you other than destroy your chances, which I think is laughable, because you should. Because he shouldn't even be considered a serious candidate ever again, considering everything that he has done. But of course, it's going to happen. Of course they're going to do it no matter what. But it's even to the point where even fucking Mike Pence, who I absolutely despise, by the way, has turned around and said that no people who praise Vladimir Putin are welcome in the Republican Party, or some stupid shit like that. Or I don't know, it was something like that, because we all know that Mike Pence and Trump fell out over January 6th and whatnot, and trying to get Trump. He said he had no way to overturn the election and all that other shit. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, no room in GOP for apologists for Putin. Okay, well, is that going to include David Duke? Is that going to include, let's see, all the others that just love them and whatnot? Okay, well, is that going to include your former boss? Is that going to include him? I hope so, because you don't have much credibility either, fucking Pence. You got no credibility either. So you do understand that when you worked for this guy, you have a real credibility problem. You got a real credibility problem. So yeah, I really hope that you're talking about him. And again, this is no praise of Putin, Pence. I despise Mike Pence's neocon homophobic ass with every fiber of my being. But it's getting to the point where he's even aggravated with fucking Trump at this point. It's even to the point he's probably thinking, oh my God, I can't believe it. I used to work for this orange retard. Holy shit, what do I do? Oh my God, I have to turn around and be like this because I worked for this guy. Oh my God, I worked for this guy that committed treason against the United States of America. Oh my God, what do I do? Like, oh my God, what do I do? Oh, and now he's praising Vladimir Putin invading Ukraine, then turns around and says he wants to bomb Russia when he gets pressed about it. Oh my God, what do I do? Oh. Can you guys just get some fucking spines? Can we have more Charlie Bakers and Chris Sununu's and Larry Hogan's come out and just say, we do not support this, we reject this, we are against this? Can we have more of those, please? And can we have more Merrick Garland's? And even this, Merrick Garland is weak because he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything to help matters when he should be out there. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. What should he be doing with the documents? An insurrection, inciting a violent insurrection against the Capitol Hill. That's a crime, right? Oh yeah, let's prosecute. Oh, I don't know, trying to overturn the 2020 election, election fraud, everything else. Oh, let's see, all his financial crimes and everything else, his incitement to war crimes and genocide overseas. Oh yeah, that, I don't know what that is. So, and what about this? What about all this other stuff? So, are you people going to do anything about it? Like, talk is cheap. Are you motherfuckers going to do anything about it? You're not. Merrick Garland is just talking. He's just talking. He's talking a big game. Mike Pence is talking a big game. The neocons and the neoliberals are just talking a bunch of big games. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to turn around? Are you going to? Are you going to do anything about it? Even when Trump is over here praising Putin and everything else, then turning around saying he wants to bomb the shit out of Russia and whatnot, are you going to do anything about it? No, I don't think you're going to. You might say that Trump's not welcome and anything else, but then you're going to turn around, and then you're going to turn around and you're probably going to go back and praise him for all the great work he's done for America and everything else. The economy was great and everything else. Even though it was great in spite of him, not because of him. But of course, you're gonna say all that stuff. Stay classy. Oh yeah, of course, Ron DeSantis wouldn't say anything about it because Ron DeSantis, next to Trump, is easily the biggest joke of a politician in this country. But of course, he'll turn around and he'll be praising him. Marco Rubio will have nothing to say. Oh no, Ted Cruz will have nothing to say because they're all circling around. All the neocons that used to be against him are now turning around and all praising him. Get the fuck out of here. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we need to stop these people by any means necessary. Like, Trump is authoritarian. He is a sucker for authoritarian leaders, and he is like one. He is a tyrant in the making. He is a fucking tyrant in the making. So I just love the fact that he's doing this, because we need to stop him by any means necessary, because he will. Like, if he ever gets into office again in 2024, this country will never be the same again. We are slowly recovering from his disaster, 4 years of disaster previously. But we cannot survive another 4 years of that guy. We cannot. Our country cannot survive it. Our country's global reputation would be in the single digits by the time that man is done. Think our global reputation was bad at the end of Trump's term, when the U.S.'s international reputation plummeted in the wake of the COVID pandemic, when people were massively condemning Trump for how he was handling it, plummeting to 26% in Germany, 35% in Canada, all-time lows in the UK, all-time lows in Belgium and elsewhere in Europe and Japan and so on and so forth. You think that's bad? Those numbers would be in the single digits if Trump ever got back in again. Those numbers would be in the single digits. I guarantee you that Russia's global reputation is in the single digits. We probably would be lower than Russia. We would probably be held in lower regard around the world than Russia if Trump ever got back in again. So keep it up, keep it up, keep doing this. I love the fact that he does it, because every single time Trump opens his mouth, he puts his foot in his fucking mouth. I dare him. I dare him to do it. So it can cost him anything. But you know what? He shouldn't even be considered a serious candidate. He should be barred from ever holding or running for public office ever again. Because when you incite insurrection against the United States of America, you should be barred from ever holding public office ever again, in addition to thrown in a fucking supermax prison, which is exactly where he and all of his goons belong. Like, I don't want a Donald Trump dictatorship. I don't want a Bolsonaro, Putin-style dictatorship in the United States of America. I don't want that. So, are you guys going to do anything about this? Are you going to stop this existential threat to our democracy? Are you going to stop it? Or are you just going to let it happen with our democracy hanging by a thread? Are you going to do anything about it? We know what happens with fascism. We know what happens. What are we supposed to do with fascism? Let the Nazis all kill all those people? We're going to let that happen? It'd be civil war. It'd be the far right running amok. Running around like crazy. That's what would happen. That's what Donald Trump's America in 2024 would look like. That's what we'd look like. We'd be the world's biggest joke on the global stage. So stay classy. And if you do, and you fuck up this goddamn country permanently, then I don't want to hear from anybody who act like, oh my God, Trump or whatever. So, good, do it. So good. If you feel so against Trump now, then do something about it. Don't endorse him, don't do anything about it, but of course you'll endorse him. Because Joe Biden's so bad, you will endorse him. You'll turn around and you'll endorse him. You'll turn around and you'll fucking endorse him. Because you're a bunch of fucking You're a bunch of fucking weaklings. Because you're so fucking scared of him. You're so scared of the fact that Trump is going to threaten your fucking power. No, Trump should be scared. You shouldn't be scared of Trump. Okay? You shouldn't be scared of him. You shouldn't be scared of a guy that's probably going to who's going to end up in prison sooner rather than later. So don't be afraid of that guy. Be afraid of yourselves. Be afraid of your own reputation. So it's just funny, the fact that Trump is doing this. It's hilarious. But at the same time, it's maddening. Because it's like, oh my God, we put this guy in office. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Because this guy would never be considered a serious candidate in any other first world democracy that is halfway sane. He wouldn't be. Do you think that this guy would be a serious... Okay, when people say, oh, but what about Jair Bolsonaro in Brazil? Well, Brazil is not a first world democracy. Brazil is like an oligarchy. Okay? Same thing with India, same thing with Turkey, same thing with Russia, and so on and so forth. Okay? So Brazil doesn't necessarily count. I'm talking about Canada, The UK, Australia, New Zealand, other places. Denmark, Sweden, Norway. You think fucking Trump would be a serious candidate in those countries? They would fucking laugh their asses off and say, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. They would say, get the fuck out of here. He would not win one bit, and they would reject him and sever all ties with him. That's what they would do. In any first world sane democracy, that's what they would do with that guy. Or someone like him. That's what they would do with Jair Bolsonaro in those countries, too. Same thing. It's a fucking joke. So good. Keep doing this, fucking Trumpy Dumpty. Keep doing this. Keep on doing it. It's laughable. And Ron DeSantis, keep doing what you're doing too. Because we know what the right wing does. They put their fucking foots in their, they put their foot in their mouth, they put their feet in their mouth, and then when they get criticism for it, they turn around and then they blame the left for it when it's them that's fucking up day in and day out. The Marjorie Taylors and Tim Scamp and all these other fucking idiots. Greg Abbott, you name it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious what the right wing has turned into. The right wing has always been like this. But Trump has made them more powerful. Made them more poisonous, more venomous, obviously more bigoted than ever, more ridiculous than ever. So, yeah. It's a fucking joke. No, keep this fucking bastard away from power by any means necessary. And any other Republican politician like Ron DeSantis that incited him. Keep them away from office too, because they would fuck up our country just as bad. Keep them away from office too. A Ron DeSantis presidency would be a fucking disaster for this country. A Trump presidency again in 2024 would be detrimental to the U.S.'s existence and any credibility we have left in the world. So no, fuck these fucking people. Keep them away from power by any means necessary. Keep them away from power. Fucking revoke their political rights for good. And keep them away from office for fucking good. For the sake of American democracy, for the sake of global peace and security, keep these fucking people away from office. Keep them all away.
But keep people like Biden in office for sure.
No. Well, not him either, because he ain't good either. So anyway, I think I've made my point. So anyway, time to wrap it up. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna upload my other video too. But stay tuned for more stuff on the way. This is Zach, the Celtics guy, saying thank you for watching. See you all again in the next video and other stuff in the works. Stay tuned for more. Bye for now. Peace out, and you all have a good day. See you later.